Yeah, they have these mud bottoms that you can pick the mud up, put it on your face, and then the water would terrace down to the next one so you could put your head under it while the water comes and pours over you. It was really pretty. So we went there for a day. I was there with my girlfriend at the time, who ended up becoming my wife. But anyways, yeah, then we did a trip down to I can't remember the name of it. Brain fart. It's the town right there in the Viña del Mar. Viña del Mar, and then you have, what was it, Valparaiso? Yeah, Viña del Mar and Valparaiso, which I had done the tour of when I first passed through Chile. It was really pretty. But then we did the tour again, stayed in a hotel and checked those places out with my brother and my mom, because it's, lots of like hotels. I mean, hotel, museums and stuff, and interesting. Like there are these like things, these little escalator things that go up the cliff, and then you walk up and look over. And my mom had an accident. She like fell in the bathroom or something and thought that she broke her wrist or something. So we went to the hospital, and she kind of wanted to go there anyway because she's a nurse and just wanted to see what it looked like. But we had to wait like hours for her to be seen. But they saw her, and then we took the bus down south and saw Pablo Neruda's house. He's like a Pulitzer Prize winning or Nobel Prize winning poet from Chile, who had a house he built for himself that looks like a boat. He wanted to pretend that he was living in a boat because it was like right on the edge of the ocean. So he could look out at the ocean and be like, I'm in my boat. And so he had different rooms. It was like same shape as the boat. One side was like a little room. So there were these little rooms, so he could pretend he was in a boat. It was a pretty interesting place. And then we took a bus down south again to some other town. I can't remember what it's called. I got a hotel room there, and saw some naval museum, which my mom thought was really interesting. The guide was really good. Not naval, marine museum, like all the marine animals and fossils and stuff that was in there. And then we went back to Santiago and hung out there. There was this like outdoor concert that was right there, a couple like within walking distance of where we were, which was cool. That we hung out at for a day, so it was fun. But anyways, we finally and yeah, at one point one of my friends, my buddy from Lake Atitlan, came and visited for a couple times, and we climbed a bunch of mountains. We climbed Ramon in one day. That's the mountain that's right next to Santiago. That was like 13 hours of hiking. It was really fun. We were sore after that, though, I'll tell you what. Yeah, and he borrowed like my buddy's mountain bike, and we do some mountain bike trails. There's tons of awesome mountain bike trails up there. I used to do that. I also got in the habit of doing that like on the weekends with Tony. Most of our rides were like 18 hours, and like the shortest one would be like 14 hours, because we'd have to start at 4 in the morning. It'd take us like, well, when I do the rides myself, it'd take me like an hour, but when I did it with him, at the beginning anyway, it would take us like 2 hours just to get to the trailhead, because we'd have to ride way, way, way up the city to the edge of the mountains. I can't remember any of these valleys, but yeah, there are lots of like awesome, I would say the best mountain biking in the world, if you're going to talk about like enduro mountain biking. Big, just trails you go on forever, ever, up the huge mountains and everything. It's insane. Yeah, I've got some cool photos. But yeah, but like the people who in the hotel that I was staying at, even though I spent a couple of days totally cleaning up their patio, for some reason this kid didn't like me. And like I spent a month living at my girlfriend's house because I bought a little Austin Mini there, because her father is a mechanic, and he was kind of getting out of work. He had his own problems, so I figured I could provide him work, and I could get myself a car. Oh, that's after I got yeah. So I like bought a Mini, and So I was living with her for a month, and when I came back, this guy, he sees her go and take a shower. And I guess he had told me like a couple of months before that he didn't want anybody else besides me taking a shower because it costed him money, even though I was paying extra electricity bills, like $10 a month extra because I had a computer, and he thought the computers take extra electricity. Um, um, so he kicks me out. He's like, "You have to leave," and I'm like, "What?" Just because of that. So anyways, I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess it's time to move in with her." And then he changed his mind and said I could stay, but I was like, "Well, I'm already leaving." So I went and I moved in with her, and that's when I got married. But when I moved in, I moved. Well, I guess when I first got married, we had like an 11-day like honeymoon. Oh man, what's it called? Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Peachy Lemu. For 11 days, and actually my buddy Tony and his girlfriend, they were there the whole 11 days too, so it was cool. Me and Tony, we got to surf every day together because his girlfriend's family owns a house right there on the beach, and it's really great waves. It's a point break, so the wave starts at the same place every day and then curls over and you ride it down. It was really cool. And so I bought myself a surfboard. Well, at that time I was renting a surfboard, and that was it was a quaint town. It was really cool, mellow town. But so then we come back and I move into her house. But she was working, when I first met her, she was working as a telemarketer, but that wasn't a really well-paying job, and they were like not good to her. They made her cover up a tattoo on her arm, even though, and like with paste to make it look like she didn't have a tattoo, even though she was working in a cubicle on the phone all day long. That's how the Chileans are crazy. Yeah, like if you have like long hair or anything, I guess you're like a bad person or something. But anyways, so then she quit that job and she got a job giving massages at some like massage place. But she had kind of a falling out with the owner because it was some older guy who owned it, and I guess he was like English or something, but he owned it with some lady, a couple who owned it, and I guess they had another location. But there was this young girl there who was giving massages. She was also in charge of running the office, who was like this guy's mistress. But she was also embezzling money from him, and so I guess they ended up having to lose the business because they weren't making any money because this girl was stealing all the money. But the girl said that that my wife stole the money. But then she goes, but wait, it was on Saturday, right? Well, look in the books. And they looked in the books, and the concierge actually had this girl signed in. But so it was obvious that this girl was the one who stole the money that day, but for some reason the guy didn't want to believe her, and he was convinced that my girlfriend stole the money. So she ended up quitting that job, but there was this other girl who she knew there who I guess had her own clients, and supposedly she was providing this business with clients that she was only using the office as this office space. So they had their own people, or maybe they like siphoned them off from this place or whatever, but she was like giving massages in my room. So like I would like, when I was there, I would just pull a curtain over my bed and like be really quiet and pretend I wasn't there. This guy's getting a massage in my room. Or I would be out riding my bike around town or being at work or something. And so it was her and this girl who would like do it together or something. And then they talked me into, they wanted to get their own office. But they wanted me, obviously, because she didn't have any money. I got a little installment. She's like, ooh, you have money, you have a little bit of money now. You're going to get me an office. Oh, that's it. I think I'm out of time for now.